misrepresentation of scriptures and misunderstanding of scripture is still heavy in the traditional churches. And it seems like there is no correction. The Bible talks about not continuing to follow the traditions of men. In our churches, a lot of traditions have been passed down. Slogans, just saying stuff because they have heard other generations say it. The intent, the intent is good, but it just being applied wrong. It's like they don't care to be corrected. They don't care to want to be right. It's still bad. Right now, in a lot of churches, right now, somebody is saying something out of tradition. I have said something this morning out of tradition, and it's applied wrong. I'm finna show y'all. I'm sure we all have heard this. By his stripes, I'm healed. I got a headache. By his stripes, I'm healed. I got a stomach ache. I ain't feeling too well this morning. By his stripes, I'm healed. We all heard that. We all have heard that. By his stripes, I'm healed. That's been handed down for generations and applied wrong. Somebody be like, well, what's it matter? It matters a lot. You should want to know, if you're going to try to quote stuff out the Bible and apply it, you should want to know if you, at some point, are you using it right? And if you've been in church, you go to Bible class, you study the Bible, at some point, you probably have ran across this passage of scripture and realized that it's being applied wrong, have been applied wrong for generations. Shouldn't you want to correct it? Shouldn't we want to correct things that is not right? Isaiah chapter 53, verse 5. But he was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we were healed. This passage of scripture have been read in church as a devotional verse or some, very common passage of scripture that have been quoted and read in church. But people would take this scripture and apply it. By his stripes, I am healed. The Bible said, with his stripes, we are healed. His stripes, the whipping on the cross and all that, had absolutely nothing to do with healing of common illnesses. in diseases. If that's so, then please explain why saints are steadily getting sick and dying of illnesses, cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure. I'm talking about stuff that can take you out. Heart disease. Headaches. Why people still get headaches? It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with common things, but it's all spiritual. We apply stuff wrong and have been applying stuff wrong for generations. Talking about the generational curses being broken. Let's start by trying to correct a lot of these generational misrepresentations of the scriptures. Let's take a closer look at this stuff and correct it. Jesus coming and dying and going through the pain and agony on the cross with them stripes and all that stuff had absolutely nothing to do with curing headaches. Cancer, anything that can affect the body in its natural state. But it had everything to do with your spiritual body, spiritual healing. That's what he took to the cross, his stripes. Our spiritual diseases, headaches, so on and so on, iniquities and all that stuff. All that stuff went to the cross. He was whipped for that. Verse 4, surely he has bore our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. Let's start trying to make an effort to correct a lot of bad hand-me-down traditional misrepresentations of the scriptures. Start putting the effort to really want to know, are we applying the scriptures and stuff right? Because God do expect us to do better. When you didn't know no better, you didn't. We had the scriptures. We had the ability to learn and read and understand. There's no need to continue to go around misrepresent and misapply scriptures in error. You're going to go to church. You say you're a Christian. You ought to want to know, is you right or wrong? It's just like a lot of bad hand-me-down preaching. It need to be corrected. If you know you figured out something ain't right, it would behoove us to try to correct it instead of just continue to go down the road of error. Yes, it's important. It's very important.